Hi guys, how's everybody today? Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. You're on my page called Tammy Loves on Facebook, and I'll also be sharing this video over to our new page on, channel on YouTube. Yeah, we have a new YouTube channel, so that's kind of cool. And it's called Tammy Loves. So I thought I would show you though what I'm working on today. It's very cool. Let me flip you guys around. Now, you guys know that I have had bathroom tile in my kitchen forever and how I have hated it, right? You know that. I know you know that because you follow me and you know everything about me. And so I just feel like it's wrong. It's not subway tile. It's not hideous, but it has always bugged me. For 15 years we've lived here and I've had this tile. Years ago, you may remember that I wallpapered my tile and it looked fantastic, and I left it up for about, I don't know, 8 years maybe. It was quite a while, but I got tired of it. It was floral and yellow. So I found this new brick looking wallpaper from Milton and King. And I love it. Love, love it. So this morning I did some, and I'm going to show you guys how great it looks. So I got the tripod set up because I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a sheet for you. So there it is. That's been my kitchen. That's why everybody says you have so much stuff. That's why I'm trying to cover that up. That's so hospital, isn't it? I mean, it's just hospital with the, I don't know, it's hospital to me. So, there's my valance. It's still up. I put up the other day. And here is the finished brick. You guys, isn't it awesome? Like, let me just zoom you in here. It's beautiful and it's very real looking. And I was so worried. I waited till my husband went to work today to put it up. And he came home for lunch and caught me in the middle. And I thought, oh crap, I'm dead. And he really liked it. So I didn't get in trouble, which was awesome. That's always good when you don't get in trouble, right? So there you go. There it is. And then that's the end. And that goes into my my laundry room. So I'm really, really happy with it. And I just thought it would be interesting to you guys to know that this is laying over tile. So when you, let's see here, where can I see it one spot right here, that you can kind of see the indentation here and maybe here, but you really got to feel for it. It's right there. But I feel like the lines with the tile joints, the grout of the tile is kind of just adds to the look of all of the brick. So I could not be happier. And I think I'm going to keep this for a long time. And you know what? I really don't mind my countertop now because it's so busy. You know, the backdrop's very busy. So I kind of like the restfulness of the countertop. So I've eliminated some of my, I had a whole bunch of boards up there of bread boards, and I've only got one in here right now because I want to see my wallpaper. So I'm going to, thank you, Diane. My kitchen is clean. Well, thank you. Here's all the stuff from my kitchen. There you go. Now you can see it's not so clean. So, and with white tile, you know, it always looks clean. So let me, oops, I almost hit the finish. Let me flip you around here. Whoops, come on, flipper. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to flip you around. I'm going to put you in this tripod, and I'm going to see if you guys can watch this. Okay, so again, this paper is from a company called Milton and King. And I couldn't love it more. And usually you use water to wet your paper, but this company wants you to put the paste on the wall. I'm like, oh, do I put the paste on my tile because it's not really wall? But I've been doing it. Thank you, Shayla. Thank you, Jessica. And I decided to go ahead and follow their instructions. So I've worked my way around, and I fished in this little piece. Oh, I'm not sure you guys can see. This isn't the most ideal way to do this, but I'm not sure you guys can see, but I have just a little ledge underneath here. So rather than waste it, oh yeah, the paper's, no, it's wallpaper. It's wallpaper. You have to use paste, Diane. It's not peel and stick. It's wallpaper. So so I worked it over to here, and then I'm going to give you guys a couple of little tips if you are thinking about doing something like this, you may have the already pasted, the pre-pasted paper if you do go with it. You just wet it and stick it. This is a non-pasted paper. Some of the nicer papers, it's so weird. The nicer papers don't have paste. The less expensive papers have paste. It's so weird, so backwards. But anyway, so I am using Roman Ultra Clear Strippable Wallpaper Paste. I just got this at Sherwin-Williams. And I'm using just a cheap chip brush, dipping it in the paste. I left my lights off so they weren't glary, so I'll watch and see what you guys can see. And then I'm just literally putting the paste here, however big I think the piece is going to be. I'm just literally slathering the paste on here. And I'm keeping it off of the walls or off of the trim somewhat. I'm going to be coming in with a wet rag anyway, so it's not going to matter. And then I'm going to put some under here, right along this edge, because the edges are what you really want glued down. Okay, now I've got 2 tips to give you guys as we roll along here. So then I'm going to dip my roller in. I'm not using a pan. I paint so much I don't need a pan. So I just dip in and go. So I'm using a small 3-inch roller, which we use all the time for everything, paint-wise on our job when we're working. I don't want to get paint on my outlets. So I'm just getting paste, not paint, but paste. So I can't say how you're using a lot or a little. I don't know. I'm just pasting it. Someday, if I still live here, I just spray water on it, let the water get to the glue, peel it off, and then I'll have to scrub that paste off. But that's fine. It'll be worth it. Just like the yellow paper, I'm going to love this for a very long time, I'm sure. So I'm starting fresh, basically, because I fished that other over, and I'm not going to worry about its match. I'll always have something. With as busy as this is, you'll never zero in on a spot like that. I'm not going to sweat it. So I didn't even mess with grabbing a level, you guys. So I kind of have these lines though from my tile, so I can kind of eyeball whether I'm crooked or not, and I feel like I'm pretty good. So I feel like I'm pretty good actually. So I shouldn't have smushed it. I should have just left it. So I'm kind of following the edge of this window actually, and I do feel like it's pretty good. So then I'm just creasing it. I'm kind of smoothing it down around this outlet. I'm going to take my X-Acto knife. I didn't bring home any wallpapering tools, so I'm doing this really for being a wallpaper hanger for a lot of years. I'm really winging it here. I got nothing. So I have an X-Acto knife. I did have one of those here. So I'm just cutting it here around my trim. I can't, all the messages are there. I can't see if you guys can see, but I'm going around my my molding. So there's, where I just cut it to lay down, I've got a little flap sticking up. So I use a straight edge, which I happen to have, and I cut that to free that up. This paper's pretty thick, so you got to cut pretty good. Probably time for a new blade as well. Okay, got that free. And then the rest of this has been done, so I'm just going to cut that off. That little teeny tab, cut that off. Okay, so then I'm going to smooth down, and I can feel the little bumps of the tile, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me. So the next thing to know is I can't do much more smoothing until I cut out my outlet. So here, yes, it holds up fine. I had it for 8 years, maybe 10 years. I don't know. I had yellow wallpaper up for a long, long time, and I got tired of the color. I loved it because it kind of had a tile-y looking background, and then it had these flowers on it. It was like a yellow looking tile. So I loved it because it was a prettier tile than what I had. So anyway, but yes, that's why I'm doing this video, to show you guys this works. So if you have tile that you don't like, you can wallpaper over your tile. You don't want to do a really simple one. You want something with a lot of movement to it so that it will sink down and you will see the tile. Like there I can see a tile mark. It'll, as it dries, it will shrink and suck into those little grooves. So you don't want to like the Laura Ashley. You guys remember Laura Ashley? It was all like white with little tiny pink flowers. You don't want that because you'll see the grout. I mean, unless you want it to look like little tiny flowers on tile. It really dries down if this wasn't so busy, and it would look like tile. So, all right, so here's a tip for you. So I'm feeling where my outlet is. It's a double outlet, so it's approximately here. So I'm cutting, just roughly cutting, okay? Now, the thing to be careful with when you're doing an outlet, the only thing you have to watch for is the 2 screws on the sides. That's what will bite you. Hopefully I don't get bit here. Meaning electrocuted. Okay, hang on. Okay, there we go. I have been bit many, many times. So there's a screw right there and right there. Those are what's hot. So when you're cutting with your knife, you just avoid those screws on the side and you're fine. You can lay that knife over anything else and it won't hurt you. You don't want to stick it in the holes, of course, but yeah, just be aware that don't be afraid of them. What's going to get you is the screws. There's screws, 2 screws on each side. All right, and then when you're cutting it, you want to free these GFI boxes to where like here you can't see my screw hole. So I need to cut just a little bit higher there so that I can get to the hole there. And then I can see this hole just fine, so I'm going to cut that off. And there you go. So the tip here about these is to just watch out for the screws on the side. That is the biggest tip I can give you. And any of you young girls that are wanting to do wallpaper or start a little business or whatever, that's a huge tip for you guys because I learned the hard way. So, and more than once I learned. So, okay. So then I creased it as much as I could with my fingers. And then I just take a straight edge. I have this one as well. It's just this one's got a wider, see how much wider it is, so I'm using this one. And then I'm cutting on the, sometimes you want to cut up here and cut it so it'll be a little bit shorter, but in this case I want to cut on this side so that it wraps down over the grout. I don't know if that makes sense or not. It doesn't matter, you can cut it either way. It's just be aware if you cut it on this side, sometimes it's a little bit shorter. Okay, and then you want to smooth it down. Okay, and then I'm going to go up here. I've creased it already with my fingers. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to cut it. Okay, and there you go. Found this wallpaper online at Milton and King. If you guys are interested, M-I-L-T-O-N and King. And they have several different brick colors. I didn't bring them with me, but then you want to wipe off any paste that happens to ooze through in between the joints or that might have been folded back or anything. The glue will be shiny when it dries. So yes, I cut on the underside because I don't want it short, Patsy. So you'll want to wipe off the glue, and when it's all done, if you see a shiny spot at a seam or something and you can't get the glue off after it dries, then try rubbing alcohol. We found that rubbing alcohol works great. So it may not work for your paper, so be real careful. Don't just jump in and do it anywhere. But okay, so then the last tip for you, and I don't have any here, so I'm gonna have to get it, is because I had to overlap this little spot right here. Hopefully you guys can see. This is gonna be overlapped. And regular wallpaper glue like this, no matter how much I put there, would never hold. It does not glue paper to paper. So you need either the vinyl over vinyl, like the old border adhesive, or you get the tube of seam repair, and that will work too. So seam repair, so I just don't have any. Those tubes don't last forever. And so usually when I get a job, I'll run and buy a tube or two. and I didn't go out. This came in, I ordered this online. So anyway, I know that this will lift right here and on the other side of the window where I fished in the other piece. Everything else has been butted up. So if you have wallpaper lifting at your house, go get some seam repair or seam adhesive, seam repair. It looks like a pointy tube of toothpaste. Looks like a tube of toothpaste with a really pointy tip. So that's all I have. I just thought I would show you really quick how great it looks. I love it. It's so much better. Yay! Look at that. Isn't that crazy how it was that? So I think I'm going to have enough left to do this right here. So this is like a built-in, like see, let's see here, I'm moving y'all around now. But see how it's got like that, like a side, it's kind of like its own thing here. And then it does the same thing on the other side. I'll take you over here and show you. It does the same thing over here. So I'm thinking about doing that there as well. So see, so it would just be, you know, this right here, this, this. I think I'm going to do that because I think it would look really good like when you're here. I'm not sure you guys can see, but it's from Milton and King, Robin, Milton and King. I don't have a link for them, so you'll just have to go in. And I put, let me see if I took the paper off already. Let me see if they have it on the box. This is called whitewashed bricks. They have 2 different white bricks. They have red bricks, brown bricks. They have all kinds to pick from. And I bought samples of each, and I know you're local, so if you want to see the samples, my friend Julie wants to see them too. Let me know because I bought all the samples so you guys don't have to. But it's called whitewash bricks. So I think I'm going to do this. And I think it will tie in. I'm just trying to see if you guys can see. So I would have it here and there. I think it would just like pull it all together. So I'm really excited about it. You want to see a close-up again? Here, I've got some laying here. These were my scrap pieces. It's a 47-inch drop, you guys. So what that means is this is trash. This is junk. So I need every 1.5 foot that I needed, I had to drop 47 inches to find where the bricks match each other. So I'll tell you another little trick. So that was, watch out for the screws, use seam adhesive anywhere you overlap. And here's another little trick for you. And I don't think just you little handful of people, you 51 people are the only ones that's gonna know this. Oh, you want to see a close-up? So there you go. There's all kinds of color to it. But it's very pretty, but that's what it looks like, okay? So the other thing I was going to say is, so you guys will be the only ones that know this. Let me show you. I can tell. We'll see if you guys can tell. So so in order to save, because you know, wallpaper's expensive and you don't want to waste it, because I feel like it's such a waste. So I hate noticing my flaw. It's a flaw, but I'm fine with it. So I'm not even, unless Randy's watching, he won't know. I don't think he'll study it that much. But so you can see how this row of bricks is kind of a little bit smaller, and it goes, it's a straight match. So that means, like, sometimes your wallpaper, when you cut it, you just lay it and it pattern matches. Sometimes it's a drop match, but this one is a straight match. So that means the pattern is exactly the same all the way around. Okay, so now that you see it, do you see it? It's all the way, it's that same sort of size of brick all the way around, right? So when you jump over here, over there, it's a fatter brick at the same level. I tried to kind of get them at the same level. Here and here is what I'm pointing at. So I was trying to at least have, you know, the bottom row that lays on top there, it will be, it's kind of the same height. See that? Oh, this one's a little bit lower. I don't care. But it's wrong. But I did that because then I was able to take those 47 inches of trash and use 3 sheets to finish this side. So this side is all the same match, and that side is all the same match. It's just, you know, because I had a break right here. No one's ever gonna see how this goes. So it's just a trick, you guys. Can't tell, Karen? Well, thank you, I'm glad. That's how I feel about it. And by the time I put all my, I want to say junk, but all of my treasures back, you really, I don't think, unless you're a wallpaper person, like I notice it because I've wallpapered for 25 years. So that's the thing that, you know, a professional looks at the corners. How are the corners? And how does your pattern follow the ceiling line or the cabinet line? You know, how, that's how you can tell. If you don't check your level every once in a while, your stripes will go up and you'll start cutting them off. Like that's just, it's just, but who cares? And look at my nails. I've been working on my nails. It's been hot, yeah. So I bought a little electric drill off of Amazon. It's an awesome one. If anybody has, so you guys know how I've been letting them grow out, and I had like a halfway grown out. So I got a drill and I was able to sand them all down and paint. But 2 of them have come off now that I got them so thin. So anyway, my nails are a mess, but I thought I'm doing this today and then I'll fix my nails later. So yeah, that's all I can think of to tell you guys, but I absolutely love it. When your husband says, we're not ripping out the tile, and when your husband says, we're not painting our tile, you know, a lot of guys will let their girls paint their tile, and that's where I come in, and I get to go in and I paint their tile and I make it look different than it does. I don't just plain paint it, you know, we marble it or stencil or do whatever, but I'm really liking this. And you can tell him that all you have to do is get it wet, let the water sink through the paper, let it just kind of activate that paste a little bit, and then you'll be able to strip it right off, and then you just take a wet rag and some water and you scrub it off. I mean, I make it sound easy. It's not gonna be a fun day, but it'll come off, and you can see from my tile that I have here that was wallpapered for years, it's perfectly fine. It's very shiny. There was nothing at all wrong with it. I was just sick of it. Sick of it. So I'm so happy. I'm happy to share with you guys. You would need to see the wall when it's done. Oh, you would love to. I will for sure. I've been posting on Instagram, and we changed our name on Instagram today. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And this morning, I don't know what got into me, but this morning I said I'm doing it. And I may be changing our name over here as well. We're going vintage. You know, when you start something, I started this page in 2013, and I've come a long way since then. And you know, we do real estate, we paint houses, we do crafting. I love vintage, like we decorate weddings, like we do all the things, and it's really hard. So I picked the name Tammy Loves so that I could be diversified. Tammy can love real estate, and she does. Tammy can love chalk, and she does for Chalk Couture. Tammy can love, what else do I do? Tammy loves creating vintage treasures is my online group. So it can be very diverse. Tammy loves real estate. Did I say that? So it was a very good name for me because I could love all the things and be in one place. But I really feel like it was time to hone in on the vintage thing because that's really the direction I'm heading. So I changed my Instagram name to Tammy Loves Vintage. So I did it because someone had already taken the words Tammy Loves. So I had to do Tammy Loves with 3 S's on the end, and it always bugged me, always bugged me. So now on Instagram, I'm Tammy Loves Vintage. So if you happen to see that pop up on your feed, it's me. It's me. So anyway, I think that's all I have. My husband always says I take too long to say goodbye. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to go finish my kitchen. I'll take some pictures for you guys after I get everything all cleaned up. And I'm just so happy. I love it. So have a great day. If you have any questions, post them here. Oh, I should have looked back for, thank you, Christy. Yes, I will show you when it's done. You've never had it. Yes. Well, it's, you know what, Karen, if you have to have paint, or if you have an ugly tile, try wallpaper. If you can find a paper that you love. Only wall hanger would know. You're right, Sharon. I think so too, but I do know it. So, oh, thank you, Bonnie. I just love I love your capital letters because I can read them. So that's awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Connie. Let's see, anybody else? There's Debbie from Washington State. Treasures, not junk. You're not kidding, Nancy. I love them. But it does look like a lot of junk. I have people text me all the time or message me all the time and say, my husband said I had a lot of stuff until he saw you. But I cram it all in a pretty way. So you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. I know. If you're really looking. Thanks, Molly. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Rita. Nobody would know. Good, good, good. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's any question. It does look 3D. It looks so real, Jessie. You have tiny spots in your camper. Molly, I'm not sure I'll have much left, but sure. I'm not sure I'll have much left after I do these walls because I think I might have to piece in. I only have one roll. So I was able, because I shifted my drop match, I was able to save enough off of this roll to get one long sheet. So I'm hoping I'll have enough to do the whole wall. So yeah, I've already thrown some away, but they're ripped in little pieces. They're little pieces. It wouldn't have done you any good. We'll see what I got when I'm done. Message me. Where did you get the wallpaper? It is called Milton and King is the name of the company. M-I-L-T-O-N and King. Close up again. Yeah, I did that. Milton and King. Aw, thanks, Diane. Yeah, Patsy, every once in a while, though, I know you said cut on the underside, and yes, that is important because that just the little thickness of that trowel makes the difference. But there's been a few times where I've had to cut the opposite, and I can't even think of why or where or when, but I can say that if you're doing a white wallpaper over a dark wall, or a creamy color, you know, something that's not showing through. But if you miscut, you'll see that line and you'll have to go back and paint it. Nobody wants to do that. Let's see, love it. You have the same one. Okay. Yes, Kathy, Milton and King. You'll have to look it up. Thanks, Lucretia. Thanks, Andrea. You've never had... Yes, it holds up great. Okay, I've already answered that one. Holds up just fine. You can clean it, you can wipe it. You can't scrub it. Like I can't get it super wet and really, really scrub on it because the paper will break down because it is paper. But you can absolutely, I mean, you saw me. I was wiping on it pretty good here. You know, you could, I mean, there you go. I'm wiping all the paste off and nothing's coming off. You can clean it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe a splatter of spaghetti sauce or something that sits there for a while might stain it a little bit. But here's the thing. Let's say that happens. All you'd have to do is in your scrap, find the same brick. And if you're really careful and you cut that brick out perfectly and you follow all the jigger-jagger lines, you know, jiggity-jags, and you cut that brick exact and you glue on it with the... remember, you need the special glue because this paper doesn't glue to paper. So I guarantee you this is going to lift right here because paper doesn't glue to paper. You need seam adhesive or the vinyl over vinyl paste, but you can put that right over top and no one will ever see that line because it's the same pattern. So if you just cut out any brick and stuck it over top of a spot or a tear or something, you will see it. But if you've got a paper like this, you can definitely hide things like that. Okay, yes, I answered you. What'd I do? Go back up. Thank you. Thanks, Shayla. I'm just looking to see if there's any questions. My kitchen's clean. Oh, yeah, I saw that one. She said my kitchen was clean. Can you guys believe I'm reading this without my glasses? That's nice, right? I don't know what... I'm squinting. I can see myself squinting. So there you go. I think that's all, unless something came in while I was up at the top. Thank you, Kathy. Good, good. Thank you, Donna. Okay, round. Oh, you found my new Instagram? I hope everybody transfers over. I hope I didn't lose like all my people. Yeah, Sharon, he came in when I was halfway. I had made it to the sink. I didn't go under the sink and I heard our driveway alarm go off. So I was scrambling to push the stove back and get everything back as fast as I could, clean up this mess, and I threw it in the dining room. And he came in, so I fixed him lunch, and he was sitting here eating, and he said, "Did you paint that tile?" I said, "No." It's wallpaper. He's like, well, thank God. He says, don't be painting that tile. I said, I know, you told me a long time ago. He says, I really like it though. It looks real. So yay. I know, I text my friend. I'm like, Julie, he loves it. Can you believe it? Because she knew I was going to do this. So, anyway, yeah, you never know when he's going to love it or hate it. So since he liked it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go live. So I knew he would notice. It was too much. Pinterest is the same name too. Oh yeah. You know, I haven't got that far. I probably need to change everything to Tammy Loves Vintage. I don't know if you can change your Pinterest name. I know that Facebook lets you change like 2 or 3 times. I think 2 times maybe. I don't know. And I don't know how important it is over here. I just didn't like it because it wasn't Tammy Loves, you know. So if someone was searching for me, they would find LOVESSS, and I always hated that. So anyway, now if you just type in Tammy Loves Vintage will pop up, and maybe you'll remember that. Or you might at least be curious about it, so you can check and it'll be me. So I've been trying to do stories, and I'm trying harder over there. I love Instagram. I have always been a Facebook, like I love this, but let me tell you something. When you're holding your phone and you want to show something, it doesn't have to be a production. Like you just push the button and it's like you talk and you say whatever you want to say and you get 2 or 3 minutes and you're done. Or if I just want to put a picture on, I put pictures on every day. I post a picture, beautiful pictures. If you ever want to see them, go just scroll through. Just beautiful pictures in they call it your feed, and that's where you scroll and see all the little things. Where Facebook, you kind of have to, I don't know, if you just put a picture, you kind of have to, I don't know, it's just different. I guess you can just put a picture, but you can't just put a picture every day of things. Where Instagram, they want to see, that. And I've got a community of like-minded people that love everything that I love, and so I love following them, and I get inspired by them, and I don't know, I really love Instagram, so finding myself over there more and more. You're lucky, Nancy. Give that man a hug from me. You are a lucky girl. That's how my friend Julie is. Her husband doesn't care either. Boy, mine is the decorator of America. How'd I get so lucky to find a guy that cares? Like most of them don't care. As long as he likes it, I'm good. If he doesn't like it, I'm in trouble. Yeah, you never know. And he travels a lot, so yeah. I used to do bigger things. I don't know, when I was younger, I was more brave. Now I'm like, it's not as big of a deal to me, so, you know, why rock the boat, pick your battles, all the things. But yeah, I really wanted this done, and he knows I hate this tile. I hate it, so it's so much more me. I just love it. So anyway, here's one last sneak peek of the wallpaper over that white tile. I'm working my way across here, guys. So here it is, and I love it. So I'll just zoom you in here a little bit more, just a little bit. You're on a tripod, and the legs are open way big. So there you go. That's about the best I can do for you right now. So there it is. Couldn't love it more. Boom. There it is. All right, you guys. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. And I'll be seeing you again. Happy May. Yes. You're lucky, Kathy. Very lucky. All right, guys. Have a good day. Bye.